Welcome everyone here at this youth development workshop that we're running today. So for the Executive Manager of Limpopo Province, all senior delegates from provincial government departments, academics, speakers invited for this workshop, our staff and guests invited to this youth workshop, you're all very welcome here. And I would want to take this opportunity to welcome you on behalf of the Statistician General, Mr. Rasenga Maluleke, who is currently attending the 66th Conference of European Statisticians in Geneva. Now, he's not a European statistician, but he was invited to attend this conference. So I would like to welcome you on behalf of him as well. Now, I've been made to understand that this workshop is being going on for a couple of years. And although nationally, not many people are aware of this workshop. And I want to almost congratulate and encourage the province with this boldness to continue having this workshop year after year. Even though many people are not coming, but definitely after this one we'll be putting the workshop on the map, and we will let this workshop be an example for other provinces so that they could have similar activities within their provinces. The issues of poverty and inequality is very important issues within the NDP. And unemployment as a contributor to those is pervasive throughout the country. The President at the 42nd anniversary of June 16th referred to employment barriers that must be removed to allow the young people to enter the labor market. Now it's true, and we know that the youth is the future of our country. So it's very important that we look at these barriers and see how do we get to remove these barriers for the youth to be part of the labor market. About 6 million people in our country is unemployed. That's what the QLFS Q1 says. It represents about 26.7% of the people in the country. So our unemployment rate is 26.7%. Now, unemployment is high for both adults but also for the youth. So when you look at the age category 15 to 34, you would find that 38.2% of those people are unemployed. Now, you would agree with me that the youth being the bulk of the population, that's a huge amount of unemployment, and one would need to think about it. And therefore, this workshop is so important to look at how we deal with that. Now, furthermore, I mean, what we find is some of our youth are discouraged. So they in what is called, they're not in employment, but they're also not in education and training. So the question that we should ask ourselves, what are these youth then doing if they're not in employment, not in education, and not in training? And when you look at a bracket between 15 and 24, you would find there's about 10.3 million people within that youth within that bracket. And from that, 32.4% of them are in this bracket of not being employed, not being in education, and not being in training. And so they are totally disengaged from the South African market. And if you think about that, what turns out to be a major potential or advantage for our country becomes a major problem for our country. So if we don't engage these figures, we won't understand why are the youth there, what is happening there, and what can we do to eliminate this problem. Now, I want to again just congratulate the provincial leadership for starting this initiative and running it for a number of years, because you will have to agree with me that it's critical that our youth is understood and our youth issues becomes part of the agenda of policy making. And if you want to put youth issues on the table, you need to base it on evidence. And this is what today's workshop is about. It's about putting the numbers out there, understanding the numbers, and then knowing how to engage the youth. Because the youth is our demographic dividend. And unless you bring them into the mainstream, you will be losing out on that demographic dividend. Finally, the youth is the future of our country. And for us here, let us give the youth a fighting chance. I thank you.